Today we are reacting to exploring male pretty privilege in music. You rarely hear about anything like that, male pretty privilege. You don't necessarily hear about that. So the title intrigued me, especially in the music industry. You typically see that with women, how pretty privilege does something for them. So allow us to go ahead and see what's going on in this video. Yeah.
If you didn't know, that's the opening line to the song Rehab by the GOAT, Brent Faiyaz. And honestly, to me, it's one of the funniest lyrics I've ever heard. I mean, this line is so unbelievably toxic. This is the ultimate F-boy tactic. Like, every time I'm at a party, without fail, I'll see a dude try to rizz up a baddie and be like, I got all these girls, but there's something different about you. The funniest thing is, it works. Like, every time I'm in the company of women and Rehab comes on, with a smile on their face, they'll gleefully sing, I got too many hoes. This is the definition of pretty privilege in music. I mean, I wouldn't say that Brent Faiyaz is the prettiest dude out there, but his voice is, and that's all that matters. Like, girls will listen to him sing about openly cheating and proceed to thirst on him like they're in the middle of the Sahara Desert. His voice is beautiful, so he can get away with anything. I mean, just listen to—
I think it's more so, cause Pete, right? It's more so the status and the fame, right? If this nigga was on the street with a CD and he walks up to a group of girls like, hey, y'all buy my CD type shit, and they actually do it, and they take it and they put it in their car and they play it, they'll be like, oh, this guy's good, like I like him, Majority of them gonna be like, I like him, this is good, or it's okay, like, yeah, it's cool, you feel me? And they're gonna put that shit down and they're not gonna play it again. But when you're up, you lit, you got some type of status to you, got like a name and a face, and you know what I'm saying, it's getting played a lot, you feel me? Yeah, you're gonna be more likely, they'll be more likely to be like, I got too many hoes, and then see him and be like, oh yeah, I'm still trying to fuck with him. Feel me? Even though he's saying that, it's like Future be saying wild shit. Future has a song called My Collection. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you heard it, but if you haven't heard it, nigga, he got a song called My Collection. If a nigga on the street started rapping My Collection, it was his song, I ain't going for that if he was just because he was a handsome nigga. Some of them might.
To the chorus of 16 Missed Calls.
Damn, I'm yapping.
16 missed calls. Sorry I was busy, but I missed you.
Girl, he does not care about you at all. And then on Clouded, he says, all my girls know I'm leaving at some point, whether there's a reason or not. Girls will listen to this and be like, yup, this is the most attractive man of all time. Let me run down a list of some of my other favorites. First, I'm exciting, then I'm gaslighting. Darling, I don't wish you well when you ain't with me. I want you crying. It's your fault for loving me. You put your trust in me. I want to have more threesomes, but you so territorial. I can't even kick it cause you watching my story though. I got ones you seen and I got some you don't need to know. I mean, at least he's honest. I mean, Brent—
God, he's not playing with these. Yeah, he just lit, bruh. He get money, got motion, like, yeah.
Faiyaz pretty much proves that if you got a pretty voice, you got plenty choice. Bryson Tiller is another perfect example of this. And I'd say that Bryson Tiller is a pretty good looking guy, but combine that with his voice and it's game over. Now, Bryson Tiller doesn't really have that many toxic lyrics, but he has this song that I really like, Sorry Not Sorry, off of Trap Soul. The premise of the song is basically about how all the women that didn't give him any attention when he was broke now all of a sudden want him, but now that he's up, he's just gonna give them the same treatment that they gave him. The song is really good and it goes hard, but the premise is pretty much just a dude trashing a girl for wanting him only for superficial things. But again, when women listen to this song, they'll sing it like it's their own national anthem. I mean, bro, just take a look at this. But I guess there is kind of a universal message in the song, and I could see how anyone could relate to it on some level. But it's just funny to see women singing along every word to a song trashing a woman. Now you're probably wondering, does pretty privilege exist with female artists? And the answer is no, because being pretty is a prerequisite to being a female artist. You will never see a mainstream female musician that isn't unattainably gorgeous. Like, you could sound like Whitney Houston, but if it takes you long longer than half a second to get into a car seat, maybe choose a different career. It's interesting because all a guy really needs is a really pretty voice. He doesn't even need to be that good looking, and he can sing the most vile, toxic lyrics of all time, and girls will be fawning all over him. But a woman needs to be gorgeous, extremely talented, and if she ever sings anything toxic, she's the biggest red flag of all time. Man, I love double standards. It's funny because a woman needs to be gorgeous, extremely talented, and if she ever sings anything toxic, she's the biggest red flag of all time. Man.
SZA be singing red flag shit, or be singing some crazy. Real niggas don't deserve. Wait, is it real niggas don't deserve vagina? Real niggas that don't deserve. Y'all know what I'm talking about? She be saying shit that's She be saying shit. Hold on. And everybody cool with SZA. What are you talking about?
Man, I love double standards. It's funny because the exact same type of girls that complain about how all men are toxic and how they can't trust
Ice Spice. Wait, am I missing what he's saying?
anyone in a relationship are the exact same girls that listen to the most toxic artists. I wonder why you can't find a loyal man while Future is playing in the background talking about how he's in a relationship with all 5 of his girlfriends. Like, these girls go for only one type of guy when they're out on a weekend. Speaking of the Weeknd, he is the king of abusing his pretty privilege. I mean, going back to 2011, this man has been dropping the most toxic lines of all time. I mean, his song Initiation is one of the few songs I genuinely feel uncomfortable listening to. It's basically about a girl who wants to feel accepted by the Weeknd and his crew, so she does a bunch of drugs and gets a train ran on her in hopes that he'll like her. And girls will be listening to this like, this is my dream man. And I'll give it to you, the song is pretty good, but it goes to show that if you have a pretty voice, you can sing
Why
about
have I not beeped this shit?
pretty much anything. I'm sure off the top of your head, you can think of at least one super toxic Weeknd lyric. The Weeknd's music really goes to show that the medium you communicate your message through really matters. Like, rappers have the reputation for being misogynistic or demeaning towards women, and they get a lot of heat for that, and women will be the first ones to say it. But the Weeknd sings about the exact same stuff, but has completely avoided any sort of criticism. Basically, if you say I smashed your best friend in a rap, you're misogynistic, but if you do it in a sexy falsetto, then you're extremely attractive. It's jokes, but honestly, it shows how impressive the Weeknd's rise actually was. I mean, this is a guy who was homeless on the streets of Toronto trying to make a name for himself. He has no money, he's like an average looking guy, he has no real prospects, but he has an amazing voice and a story to tell, and one mixtape later, he's the hottest thing in R&B music. And he would proceed to sing the most hilariously toxic music for the next 10 years. I mean, on the song Heartless, he literally says selling dreams to these girls with their guard down. Like, how, bro? How is it that these guys can sing about what every guy is secretly thinking about and get away with it? What it boils down to is that girls are attracted to hot red flags that have a beautiful voice. Wait, who does that remind me of? Chris Brown has got to be the most talented part-time boxer in history. Not only is he super hot, can sing, and has been famous since he's 14, bro is the second coming of Michael Jackson on the dance floor. This guy takes pretty privilege to the next level. Like, it goes beyond the subject matter of his music. This guy has a longer criminal record than the gangster rappers he collabs with. Like, at this point, it's hard to keep track of the amount of charges he has. You remember when he was beefing with Frank Ocean and he had his goons pull up on him? That literally feels like a fever dream. The guy can sing about sleeping with 5 women in a night and then go home and treat his girlfriend like a Mike Tyson punching bag, and his massive female audience will still be defending him. I mean, the guy literally cracked the code. He treats life like it's GTA, except he has no consequences for his actions at all. Pretty lit, honestly. The guy has almost 150 million followers on Instagram, and no matter what happens to him in his career or personal life, he just has too big of a fan base to ever truly be affected. I can't even remember the last big Chris Brown song that was released, but I mean, his fans are clearly out there. He has 50 million listeners on Spotify. The guy can do literally whatever he wants as long as he stays attractive and continues to sing his hits. But the moment he gets sloppy and starts to let himself go, I think his fans are gonna start turning on him. I think a truth that a lot of men don't want to acknowledge is that appearance definitely matters. Like, those unspoken Riz versus harassment memes are kind of facts. If you're a good-looking guy, you can get away with saying and doing so much more stuff. So it's always a good idea to make it a point to take care of yourself physically. And I don't care what anyone says. I think that everyone has the potential to be good-looking.
Damn, wait, hold on. Yo, he kind of just said that it's important to make sure you stay looking good, so that way you can get away with shit whenever, like, if something comes up.
So much more stuff. So it's always you can spoken Riz versus harassment memes are kind of facts. If you're a good-looking guy, you can get away with saying and doing so much more stuff. So it's always a good idea to make it a point to take care
like certain I don't know. I'm kind of trying to fight for this.
Of yourself physically. And I don't care what anyone says. I think that everyone has the potential to be good-looking if they take care of themselves. And
That's
you might say,
true.
Isn't that unfair and kind of manipulative that some guys can get away with doing some stuff and some singers can get away with singing about some subject matter? And the answer is absolutely it is. Humans are extremely manipulatable and life is very unfair. And that's the way
That
it is.
nigga
It's not
talking
gonna
shit,
change
boy.
anytime soon, no matter how much
He's
you
talking
complain
that
on
shit.
Reddit or how many blog posts you write. So try to play it to your advantage because everyone has an advantage. And if you don't think you have an advantage, then enjoy being a loser, I guess. Pretty privilege
That nigga
absolutely
talking.
exists for
Hey, this nigga's talking
men, and in
shit
music,
right
it's
now.
even more prevalent. Follow me on IG if you want to see if I have pretty privilege or not. I'm gonna post there once we hit 10K subs.
That nigga. Hey, that nigga right there is talking that shit. Hey, if y'all like that video, let me know. Make sure you hit the noti bell, follow up, sub up, comment up. And yeah, binge the rest of the videos on the channel. We gone.